On December 29, 2024, a terrible accident happened in South Korea. A Jeju airplane crashed at Muan International Airport. The plane, a Boeing 737-800, was flying from Bangkok, Thailand to South Korea. It was supposed to be a happy time for the 175 passengers and 6 crew members on board, as many were going home for the holidays. Sadly, almost everyone on the plane died. This very sad event has made people all over the world feel very sad. It has also made people worry about how safe airplanes are. Experts are now trying to figure out what caused the crash. The plane was close to landing when something terrible happened. The people on board were excited to see their families and friends again, but their joy turned into tragedy. This accident reminds us that life is precious, and that we should be grateful for every moment. The crash has left everyone feeling very sad, especially the families and friends of those who died. People from all over the world are sending their condolences to South Korea. As the country tries to cope with this terrible event, everyone is working together to help those who are suffering and to honor the memory of those who are gone. The plane, which took off from Bangkok earlier that day, was about to land at Muan International Airport when the problems began. As the Boeing 737-800 was landing, the pilot told air traffic control that a bird had hit the plane. This is always dangerous for planes, and in this case it was a sign of the terrible things to come. After the bird strike, things got worse very quickly. The pilot knew it was serious and sent out a mayday call, which means the plane was in big trouble. The plane was having a hard time staying in the air. The pilot tried very hard to land the plane safely, but it was too late. A little after 9:00 a.m. local time, Flight 7C-2216 missed the runway and crashed into a barrier. The plane caught fire and there was little hope for anyone to survive. At the airport it was pure chaos as emergency workers rushed to put out the fire, but they were met with a truly awful sight. Right after the crash, the South Korean government started working quickly to deal with the situation. Someone from the South Korean Transport Ministry, who didn't want their name to be known, said that the barrier the plane hit might have made the crash worse. They said the plane, which had lots of fuel for the trip from Bangkok, couldn't get rid of enough fuel quickly enough to land safely. To make matters worse, everything happened so fast that the ground crew didn't have enough time to get ready for an emergency landing. South Korea's acting president, Choi Sang-mok, spoke to the country and said he was deeply saddened by the terrible loss of life. He declared a national mourning period until January 4, 2025, and ordered all flags to be flown at half-mast to honor the people who died. He also said that the crash site was now a special disaster zone, which means the government will do everything it can to investigate the crash and help with the recovery. People all over the world are feeling very sad for South Korea. Leaders from many countries, including the US, UK, Thailand, Germany, and India, have said they are very sorry for what happened. Many countries and organizations have offered to help, showing that everyone is united in their sadness and support during this difficult time. While South Korea mourns the people who died in the Jeju air crash, investigators are trying hard to understand what happened. Experts from South Korea, the US, Boeing, and other organizations are working together at the crash site. They are carefully looking at the pieces of the plane, studying the flight data, and talking to anyone who might have information. Finding the black boxes which record what happened on the plane is very important. These boxes are very strong and can survive even the worst crashes. The information from these boxes will help investigators understand what the pilots did, how the plane was working, and anything else that might have caused the crash. While the investigation continues, it's important to help the families of the victims. Counselors, religious leaders, and social workers are there to comfort and support the families during this very difficult time. Identifying the victims is a sad and hard job, but authorities are working very hard to return the remains to their loved ones. The Jeju air crash reminds us that even though flying is usually very safe, accidents can still happen. This tragedy shows us how important it is to keep making flying safer by improving safety rules, how planes are taken care of, and how pilots are trained. What we learned from this accident will hopefully prevent similar tragedies from happening in the future. As South Korea grieves, the whole world stands together hoping for answers, justice, and a safer future for everyone who travels by air,